Side today. Well, at least for a second, anyways. Want to say hello to whoever's on here. Charmaine in Maine is on, and Ida Marie in Washington's on. Olia is on from Poland. Stephen is on in Australia. Just checking, see if there's anybody else I've missed. Looks like Ida Marie and Charmaine were the first ones to join this morning. Well, welcome to everybody who's on here. Thank you so much. The reason why I wanted to start off outside today is because Hurricane Debbie has been coming up the eastern seaboard, and some people have been reaching out and wondering how it's affecting me. Well, can you see? Maybe you can't see. I'm gonna flip it around. We have a little bit of wind, not very much. There is a little bit of rain that has come down. It started yesterday and it's kind of worked through the night. This morning it's kind of windy and rainy, but the rain's supposed to stop in the next 3 hours. So really not much going on here. Hello, Joe in India, welcome. I think the rain's supposed to stop, like I said, in the next 3 hours. And right now it's not doing much of anything. In places like Quebec and Ontario, I know they've been hit harder, and maybe even in northern New Brunswick, they've been hit harder than we have. So very fortunate that there's not much going on here, not any flooding or anything like that. Welcome, Linda in Texas. Glad to have you on. Welcome, Joe in the United States as well. Let me know, Joe, when your package of stamps arrives. Love to hear. All right, so that's what's happening here right now. Not a whole lot of anything, but I wanted to give you the update for any of you that have been watching Hurricane Debbie and know that it has been wreaking havoc in different places. It's not wreaking havoc here. Oh, Wolfman, you already got your, Joe, you've already got your stuff. Welcome, Basil. All right, I'll have to go check it out. Hopefully you enjoyed what I sent you. All right, let's get back inside the house. We'll reset up in the office. And there, you got a stable line now. Welcome, Midia from Costa del Sol, Spain. So she's on vacation. Welcome. Not in Finland today. It's your first stamp collecting mail video. Okay, well, I'm glad to be a part of your first stamp collecting mail video. Now, okay, before I go too much further, yesterday, did you guys tune into my video on the mail call? If you didn't, I showed my new World Postcard Day card that's going to go out this year. And it's this one here. So we've got Polo the Hedgehog, once again, famously for the channel. This is the card I'll be sending out this year for World Postcard Day. Of course, it will go out before October 1st, so people can have it in their mailboxes. What do we have? Oh, sorry, we've got some questions popping in real quick. You look just like Tom Segura. Oh, that's cool. Well, you know, he's actually performing in Halifax today. I hope they have the weather for it because it's an outdoor comedy show. I'm sure I'm not as funny as he is, though. Do I eat fast food? Yes, I eat fast food. I actually had McDonald's last night. I don't normally have McDonald's, but we were feeling kind of lazy and didn't really want anything, so we had chicken nuggets. What are all the books? These books back here are actually all stamp albums from my father's stamp collection. Item Marie saw it, so that's good. You're going to ask about my World Postcard Day card. Well, that's it, Basil. Sorry, I'm just catching up on these messages. They're flying in a lot quicker than I normally do. That's great. Check my pin post. We're going to remove some of these people here that are just here to make trouble. I'm in Canada on the East Coast in New Brunswick. Hey, there's a lot of people on here that just want to make trouble, so we're just making some adjustments here. Wow, we've got 35 people on here, so all those people that are joining, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on. So we're just going to carry on. I am in the process of kicking people, yes. If you're wondering why I'm not talking about... All right. Those of you that want to chit chat, send me some questions that are real questions. I certainly will answer. So here we go. World Postcard Day cards. Ta-da. We'll get back into that again real quick. Last year was this one here of Polo. This was my second one, 2022. I don't have any left of that. I have a couple left of these ones because I ordered 50 and they sent me 100, so I still have maybe 10 or 12 of them left over. And then this is this year's Polo card, wearing some glasses. So I did get 50 of those, so it is going to be a limited run of people that will be getting them. I've had some people ask in advance for them and say, you know, what they're going to send in return. So that's great. And I have my usual people that I deal with on a regular basis that I'll be sending cards out to, usually in just response to cards that I get back in. Those people that are trying to go political and all sorts of stuff, that's not this channel. Try to find some other channel for that. Is this some sort of attack? Maybe. I had, what, 35 or 50 people on at one point in time here, and everybody was responding with a whole bunch of stuff. Is that my pet? Yes, that's my pet African hedgehog, Polo. Yeah, Basil, I probably will be sending one to you as well. If I've been getting cards from people, I've been sending them in return. That's kind of how I've done it in the past. Ida Marie, you've got a great American Stamp Show this week. That's great. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I am in my office, yes. Charmaine's here, yes. Welcome. Welcome, Stanley. I'm doing well. Thank you, Stanley. Where are you from? All right, I think we've eliminated a lot of the people that were just on here trying to be funny. There are still some other people, I'm sure, that will attempt to do that, but... he wants to know if I watch Family Guy. I have seen it in the past. It's not a cartoon I watch very often, though, no. Stanley's in England, okay. Wonderful. What am I doing right now? I'm answering questions that people are putting in and just trying to moderate what's happening with stuff that's coming in. Oh, Joe, you got a game night tonight. What games are you playing tonight? Who's over? Do you have a standard group of people that come over to play games? There's going to be a big post-crossing meetup at your stamp show, Ida Marie. How many people are you expecting at it? Basil, you have an anniversary coming up. That's good. And hopefully you'll get to go back home to Goa soon. I'm from Canada, Stanley. I'm not from a state. I live in Canada. So I live in the province of New Brunswick, not in the United States. Today's not too bad. It's about 25 degrees today. It has been in the low to high 30s most of the summer, though. So it has been a warm summer, pretty dry for the most part. So the rain that we're getting today, cooling things off a little bit, is kind of nice to have. Dakota says hi. Well, hello back to Dakota. Oh, you've been home for 3 days now, Basil. That's good. Am I ready for my cruise? Not yet, but we were out shopping yesterday. I did get another couple pairs of shoes that I needed to replace ones that were falling apart for all the walking we're going to do. I bought a couple shirts that I can wear in and out of the dining room. I even got some new swimwear, so that will be good. My wife still needs to find a few things. She found a rain jacket, a light rain jacket. We're looking at what we need to pack, but getting excited, watching lots of videos about different cruises and the ports of call we're going to go to and what we might need to know. You heard the Canadians are very nice people. Well, some of us are, I think. I think every country has nice people, and you're going to have some bad people too. It kind of ruins ruins it for the rest of them when you find the bad ones are the ones that are just trying to make trouble. So hopefully you surround yourself with good people. What's the temperature here in my part of Canada? About 25 degrees here today. You're in Georgia. In the country of Georgia or the state of Georgia in the United States? Stanley's sister says she loves my bald head. Okay, well, it is what it is. Joe, are you planning on being at the Great American Stamp Show? Because I know you're traveling around the world. Are you going to be there too? Basil, enjoy your supper. I don't know who Jordan Peterson is, so. So, Joe, where are you off to next? You've been to the Philippines and things. Are you back in India now, or are you traveling somewhere else? What do? I am a mailman, so that's my trade. I work for Canada Post. And then in my spare time, I'm here on YouTube bringing you adventures about what's happening here in Atlantic Canada, or stamps, or post crossing, all sorts of different things. Polo's asleep right now. I might peek him in later on, but right now we're just going to stick with this, answer people's questions, and figure what's going on. Okay, I better talk about question of the month while I'm here. So, of course, those of you who are regulars on the channel know that every first Saturday of the month, I give you a question. I give you a month to respond with a postcard or an envelope telling me what your answer is, and then the following first Saturday, before I give you a new question, I read the responses. So this month's question is, what is the most spontaneous thing you've done and why? So the reason that came up is last week when we were doing the live, I spontaneously drove down to St. John, New Brunswick to show you the Bricklin 50th anniversary of the car. And so I thought, hey, let's find out what other spontaneous things people have done. So that's something you can send in. My address is in the description of all my videos, so you can mail it there. Stanley's asking what my favorite day is. I don't know. Any day I don't have to work. Vacation day. Those are always nice. A day that I get to spend with all my family is nice too. Joe, you're going to a stamp exhibition in November? That's the shorthand for that. November, you're going to go to stamp exhibition. That's cool. It's a hedgehog. Polo is a hedgehog. That's what species he is, and he's an African hedgehog, so he's a lot smaller than the ones you would see that would roam around in Europe. There are no natural hedgehogs that live in North America. You might say the local, the closest thing we might have to a hedgehog that lives here is a porcupine, which is very big, and a very different type of creature too. Stanley's trying to be a professional football player. Well, good luck in your endeavors. And to your sister's endeavors as well. Do hedgehogs have thorns? Well, yes, they have kind of bristles on their back that they puff up. You will see it. Well, you can see him here in this card. That's him. These are all his little spikes on the back. If you pet him in this way, you won't get pricked, but if you go the opposite direction, you certainly will. And if he gets upset, he'll puff them out. You just have to be okay. Is there big spiders here in Canada? Not really, no. We have spiders, but nothing venomous, really. We're not in a country that has all the little creatures that will kill you. We're not like Australia, I guess, in that respect, and you can speak to that, Stephen, if you like. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome, Martin. And if you're just tuning in now, there is the new Polo World Postcard Day card for October 1st. And we tried to be a little silly and get Polo to wear glasses, and he put up with it for a second, long enough to get the picture, so I'm glad that I have that. You're mopping the floor, Martin. Okay, clean up nicely. Well, thanks for lurking around in the background and watching at the same time. It is a bit of a unique pet. I mean, there's not a lot of people that have them here anyways. In other places, I've talked to other people around the world that have had them, so that's good. Stephen, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, Australia has lots of things that will kill you, so Stephen is super strong. But I'm sure living in wherever you are, you get used to having animals. It's like living in the southern United States and you see an alligator around. People are just used to having them and know how to deal around with them, just like people that are scared to come to parts of Canada because we have bears. For the most part, bears aren't going to bother you unless you bother them. What does Polo eat? He eats cat food, dry cat food. He's pretty basic in what he wants. He just wants that. I know other hedgehogs will eat strawberries and worms and all sorts of things. Polo is not having any of that. We've tried to do different things, and yeah, that's all he'll eat. Is this dry cat food, which is it's easy enough. We don't have to worry about mixing other things in. You don't think Dakota would put up with wearing glasses? All right. Stanley wants to know if I believe in God. Yes, I do. I do not have any other pets, no. We used to have a dog before, and when she passed away, it was 3 years between the dog and the hedgehog. So it's hard when you have a pet around and a furry family member. If you lose them, it's hard to get another one. And there's a big commitment that goes along with being a pet owner too, so you got to be careful. Steven says they make up scary animals for tourists. Well, we're all about tourists coming to visit here, so we don't want anyone be scared about visiting. And I've been to Australia and loved your country too, the parts that I got to see. So the rumors and the truths about the animals that you do have didn't deter me from coming and seeing the beauty of Australia. And hopefully that doesn't deter other people from coming to visit Canada either. Oh no, you've lost the key to your P.O. box. How did you get your mail then? Were they good enough just to give you your mail because you show a piece of ID? Who's looking after Polo when we're away? My son is. So he's not coming. It's just my wife and I going on the trip, and he'll still be here, so he's going to look after Polo. All right, we'll come back and visit anytime. Thanks for chit-chatting and sending your questions. I appreciate it. Oh, you've got a second key. Well, that makes it easy then. Yeah, I've got 2 keys to my P.O. box as well. And luckily enough, keep them on separate keychains, so if one gets lost, I will have another one as well. While we were in Australia, we didn't encounter anything too dangerous. No, I don't think so. No, for the most part, we were protected or sheltered. We weren't walking around willy-nilly in the woods or anything like that. We were in major cities. We were on trains. We were on buses. We did go to the Great Barrier Reef, and I did some scuba diving there, but didn't see anything that really was going to kill me while I was in the water. Didn't mean that there wasn't other things in the water to do it, but yeah. When am I off on my cruise? Well, we leave Canada on the 28th of August. The cruise actually leaves port on the 31st of August, so. Oh, that's scary that they're going to have to charge you that much to replace the key. Yikes. We leave out of Italy, we go to Croatia, and we go to Greece. Those are the countries we will see while we're there. We are going to be landing in Germany on our flight over, but we won't see much of it. We're just going to be in the airport and switching planes. So. Well, Steve and I agree. I think if you go to places where dangerous animals live, you're going to see them. Otherwise, they're probably not going to visit you for the most part. If you're maybe in a more rural area, you might get to see the spiders and the snakes more often, or crocodiles if you're by the waterways. But it's the same thing here. If you're not going into places where the animals live, you're not going to really run into them. Glad to hear you're much better, Stephen. Yeah, you will see that Stanley is no longer with us. You kind of can tell when people are gonna start spamming you or are just in it for the attention by some of the comments that they make. Joe's taking off for a minute. I still want to hear about your game night, Joe, when you come back, so let me know what's happening there. Where are all my other regulars that are usually talking? They kind of get lost in the shuffle of other comments. Yeah, Basil, I get spammers from time to time. Not a lot. The last few weeks have been really good. They haven't been on it. But this was strange that I went live at noon, and within the first 5 minutes, I had like 30 to 50 people on, and they were all sending messages. So, yeah, that's what happens. Christopher checking in. Welcome. You're early. 8:30 in the morning your time. I have a feeling that what happens is that as my channel grows, YouTube promotes me more. So when I do a live stream, it gets promoted, and so people just start to click on, wondering what's going on with that, which is great for me finding new people and new people finding me. But it will also allow people to just go on to spam live streams more regularly. So that's what we have. So I do apologize that every once in a while I kind of go quiet because I'm flipping through trying to get rid of some of the comments that are blocking up the feed and stopping your questions from getting through. Basil's asking what's new with Canada Post. Not a lot with Canada Post. We're still in negotiations for our contract. There was paperwork put in that would allow us to strike at the end of October, or get locked out at the end of October if Canada Post wants to do that to us too. Usually that's not what will happen. What will happen usually is that we'll wait till it's closer to Christmas, and that's when service gets disrupted. So hopefully they'll come to an understanding before then. Oh, Karen from Western Australia is there, or Carrie, excuse me. Welcome, welcome. So Carrie and Stephen both on from Australia right now. Item Marie says, I was also told by the AT&T store that it happens when you click on sites. What's that? I've missed something along the way, Item Marie. Getting spammers when you click on so many sites? I'm not sure what sites those are. How close do I live to the U.S. border? Well, the nearest border crossing is in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. That would go into Calais, Maine, and that's about 2.5 hours away. Not too far then if I want to get to the state of Maine and cross into the U.S. There we go. Stephen and Carrie are making a connection. So great when I can see new people joining. I love all my regulars, don't get me wrong, but it is nice to have new people say hello and know where they're from. So I appreciate that. And I love when people are commenting. And don't get discouraged. If you want to write a comment, write a comment. I will try to scroll back and find out what's going on if I miss something. Carrie's in Perth. Well, it's quite late for you, Carrie, to join, so I appreciate you being up to, and that you're watching them as part of the replay crew. So what is going on in Perth today? Now's your chance to write in and say hello. Oh, if you answer Facebook surveys somehow, spammers get you that way. Okay. I don't go on surveys on Facebook, so try not to click on anything on social media if it's not something I'm directly know about. Exactly. The more the merrier, Christopher. I mean, just like when you joined in the western side of the U.S., it's nice to have other people joining from around the world and sharing their interests, giving new ideas on what to do, and answering these questions of the months. I see more and more people answering them, which makes those Saturdays even greater when I can respond to people and say, you know, this is what the rest of the community is talking about. Less clicks, the better. Unless you're clicking like on my videos, then the more clicks, the better. I appreciate that. A bit of a late night for Stephen and Carrie, yes. I appreciate you guys staying up late and being night owls and joining. It's hard to find a time, just like if I was to go any earlier, it would be too early for Christopher on the West Coast to join. He'd probably still be sleeping, so I appreciate this, people hopping on now. Joe, I used to collect coins. I still have a few left in my collection, all Canadian. I didn't collect the world as far as coins, so, but I've had to stop. I've had too many collections on the go, and right now, especially with me being on YouTube, I've kind of just focused on postcards and stamps. Even my Lego, I toned it back. I still have it, but I'm not buying as much as I used to. The monthly stamp shows in Moncton don't take place in the summer, so it's on hiatus. The next stamp show won't be until September. So by the time I get back, do I even, let me just set, hold the hold. Yeah, by the time I get back from my cruise, there will be a stamp show, so I'll have one to go for that. And then the big stamp show that I've been invited to, the Royal in Fredericton, New Brunswick, I'll be filming for that. And that I'll be there for 2 days. I'll finish work, I'll drive up. They've given me a hotel room, so I will stay overnight and do some filming there. So you'll get a lot of content from the Royal. I'm really looking forward to that. 24 degrees in the wintertime, and here we're 24, 25 degrees in the summertime right now. Yeah, it has been a lot hotter in the mid to high 30s lately, but still a nice temperature. My winters are much colder than that. Perth sounds like a lovely city. I haven't been there before. When I got a chance to go to Australia, I was Sydney all the way up to Cairns, and so we did just that eastern side. Do I have pennies from the 20s to the 38s? I'm not sure. Oh, Carrie, I got you into post crossing. That's fantastic. How long have you been watching the channel? Next weekend, August 16th, is Nova Pack, Nova Scotia Stamp Show. Interesting. I'm not sure what my plans are next weekend. I'll have to keep that in mind. I wonder, let me just, can I do this? Did I lose you? Are you still there? Anybody? Anybody talking? Anybody still hear me? Okay, perfect. I had a blip in my phone. I tried to capture that address that Joe sent me for Dartmouth next weekend. A couple people saying that I got them into post crossing. That's wonderful. Carrie's got beautiful white sand beaches. Sounds nice. Thank you for Carrie for the kind words about the variety. Yeah, I just like to show you what's going on in the world, so, or in my part of the world anyways. So it's almost become daily vlogs of what's going on. So you get to see some of my work at Canada Post. You get to see the hobbies, you get to see the festivals and the outings that I go on. Pretty soon you're going to get to see my wife and I on our cruise ship, because I will be vlogging that while I'm away. And depending on what my connection is, I will upload videos when I can. It may not be daily, and it might not even be till after the cruise is completely finished. I'm not sure how my internet connection is going to look. What are the other sites just like Post Crossing? I don't know. I only use Post Crossing right now. I know there are other ones that are out there, but that's enough for me. With the amount of cards that I get and my direct swaps, I can't afford to do any other sites, but I'm sure if you Google postcard exchanges, there will be others to do. And just like all the people that love to go in the forums and do all the Post Crossing groups that are in there, It is fantastic that those are available, just not something that I can afford to do. No, you probably will not see my wife very often in the vlogs. It will be me vlogging about the experiences that we go to, but she's not really interested in being on camera. So if she shows up on her accord, but it's not something that she wants to do. All right, Charmaine, thanks so much for joining and chit-chatting a little bit on this. Hopefully you have a lovely day, and hopefully Hurricane Debbie didn't affect you too much in Maine. Joe, can you just send me that link through Instagram and I'll check it out later? It's passing through the comment field too quickly and I can't catch it. Thank you, Carrie. I will try to have a fantastic time. We're so much looking forward to this vacation that it's not funny. I'm just, we can't wait to get away and see a bit of the world that we've wanted to see for a very long time now. All right, Charmaine, bye for now. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Joe, for the link. I see it's popped up there now through Instagram, so I'll check it out after the live feed's done. Have I started packing? No, I haven't started packing my bag. It's still almost 3 weeks away, so it's a little early to pack. But we have been preparing. Like I said, we've been going out to the stores yesterday to try to fit in a few things that we've been missing that we want to be able to cover. We're actually going to be gone 10 days, so we need to have clothing that will last for 10 days without having to do a laundry. I know you can do laundry services on the cruise ship, but we probably won't try to do that. We are a little bit frugal, so we would like to save a little bit less, or save as much as we can. I can tell you, Ida Marie, I won't be doing any post-crossing while away, so there will be a lull there, and you will have a lull in my incoming videos and outgoing videos while we're away, because I won't do that. I will use that time to focus on the adventures that we're having as a first-time cruiser, exploring the ship and what's going to be there to offer for that. If we go to a post office, I may go look just to find some stamps or pick up some postcards while away, but not too much touristy stuff while we're there as far as purchases to bring home. What if I found the post office? I might take some pictures and stuff. There might be some things I can post up on Instagram too. If you guys are following me on that Dad Guy 1974, you can see the pictures I'm posting while we're away. Questions again? That was a rush of questions. I see a few of you are making connections here on Instagram and YouTube as well, so that's great. Carrie, when did you join Postcrossing? I caught that response too when you found my channel for the first time, so how long you've been watching? But I do appreciate people like Charmaine and was it Joe, Carrie said that they found Postcrossing through me, so that's great. I will have a few cards to rate tomorrow, but not as many as I used to a couple months ago, Carrie. Okay, great. Hopefully you've been enjoying getting your first few cards. That's always the longest wait, is when you first start, is get those first few cards to arrive. So right now I think I have 3 cards I can send for unless that changes. So I'll be doing those 3 postcards tomorrow. I do have a few direct swaps to do up. Whether I'll do those tomorrow or not, I'm not sure. Lately I've been doing them during the week. Now next week I am supposed to be working away again, like I did a few weeks ago in Prince Edward Island, this time in the Miramichi, which is another city here in New Brunswick. So there might be some videos from there if that trip does happen. It's supposed to. I'm just waiting for Canada Post to give me an accommodation while I'm there, so they haven't responded yet. Yeah, I think you'll probably see some decorating. Olia, this is the little binder that you had told me about. It is filled with the stickers that I got from Shein, which I showed not too long ago. So yeah, I will be doing some decorating again. I haven't put an absence on my post-crossing site yet. I probably will have to do that when the time gets closer. That way people don't have cards that are coming and waiting to be registered for too long. All right, Joe's going to be doing some decorating. He's got some stuff coming up he's ordered. If you're playing catch up and you've just joined a couple months ago, you got a lot of catch up to do because I put out over 1,000 videos. I think I'm over 1,100 videos now. When you put out videos almost every day for 3+ years, it adds up quickly. Joe, you want to see a combined video between Oli and I decorating? That would be interesting. Or do you mean you just want to watch our two different styles? Her very nice style and my very basic style. Yeah, decorating, you can become addicted pretty quickly. It's fun to be a little creative. Thank you, Joe. I look forward to receiving the postcard. Carrie says, gotta say go and just your cruise. I'm not sure what that means. Thank you so much. You're getting some stuff there. Hello, Gary from the Philippines. Welcome. It's always nice to hear people say they've been inspired to do something, whether it's to join post-crossing, to collect stamps, to go on adventures. Maybe it's to come to Canada and see it for themselves. Always love hearing those things. That'd be fun, like the Smoky videos. And maybe Olia and I need to do some sort of collaboration. We'll have to figure that out. I'm not sure that I'm at the same level though. Well, I can tell you I am not at the same level that Olia is at decorating, so it would be a pretty one-sided video, I think. But I'd be curious to see what kind of challenge we could do. And also the Unicorn Gang. I put out one video with Renee and Jilly. It would be nice for us to do another collaboration again soon. Oh, sweet. You got the Alex Trebek stamps. Very nice. The Canadian Alex Trebek. I know that the U.S. Postal Service likes to say the naturalized U.S. citizen because he did get an American citizenship after, but he's born Canadian and is very proud of his Canadian roots, so he's one of our own. So Gary in Philippines, how are things going there? I'm not sure how, Olia, how we could do a video together. I know we could do a live video together. So like this one, I could invite you to join in. But I don't know how you'd feel about that because I know you translate a lot of your stuff. So Not sure how that would work. Because if you're speaking to me in Russian, I'll have no idea what you're saying. Stephen Fry hosts the UK Jeopardy. Okay. Yeah, the new Alex Trebek stamps are really cool. I like the fact that they put an answer on the stamp and then gave the question as his name. So it isn't a portrait of him. It is a simple clue and answer, very appropriate for him. So they did a fantastic job with that stamp. Hard to believe that Paris 2024 is getting ready to come to an end, that the Olympics have been on that long already. We've been watching pretty steadily here. I saw Canada got another gold medal today, up to 12 now, which isn't too bad for Canada in the Summer Games. I know the United States has over 100 medals, and they're leading the gold medals and everything too, and they will still get some more to come here because there's still some events like basketball that they're in the finals for. So, but for us, pretty proud of our athletes and what they've accomplished. It'd be interesting to see what the closing ceremonies are going to be like after watching what the intro was like. Joe, don't make anybody do it if they don't want to do it. If she's interested in being a postcrosser, great. But no one should be forced into the hobby if it's not something they like. I know we all have different interests. My wife, my kids have no interest in postcrossing. It's not something I'd force them into. Just like stamp collecting, they're not interested. They have their own interests, and that's okay. All right, Joe's off to make some tea. Joe's in North Carolina. I'm glad I pulled out that address of when the next stamp show is going to be. Basil can have tea anytime he wants. Well, you can have all the tea you want. I'm not interested in any tea. It is not something I ever got accustomed to, even with having a father that's English. Never appealed to me. Tastes like dirty hot water. And then you have all these people that add milk and sugar to their tea. It's just not tea anymore. You might as well have another drink. Well, I think you see a lot of the same caption t-shirts over and over again. My wardrobe hasn't increased any than it was before. I just have favorite shirts that I continue to wear every week, so you'll get a chance to see the same shirts lots of times. How very dare you. Yeah, I know, Martin. It's I'm very un-English in that regard. For the most part, I love all my father's British heritage, but tea was not something that I've acquired a taste for. Do I watch or listen to Conversation with Philatelist? Well, I go to stamp shows, so I do talk to other people that way. As far as other YouTubers, a few. Of course, Snail Mail with Smokey does a Philately channel there. TED Talk Stamps is a really good one as well. Shawnee, the Great Stamp Adventure in New Zealand, she has a stamp channel. So a few of them like that. There are a couple others that I've discovered but haven't had a lot of chance to sit down and watch their stuff either. Christopher says he likes black coffee. Okay. Not a coffee drinker either, so I don't want to slag that off. My wife loves coffee, so she's a coffee drinker. If I'm going to have a hot drink, I'm going to have hot chocolate because I have that sweet tooth. Do a video on my wardrobe. I don't think I've got fashion sense enough to do a video on my wardrobe. You guys have seen what I wear in my videos, so that's enough of a video about what I wear. Yes, Silk on the Web. I have seen some stuff from him. And as I understand, Smokey met him at a recent stamp show. Okay, so your wife is interested, Joe, in post-crossing. That's good. Carrie, I don't understand your comment. Do you want me to recommend other people, or are you saying you're recommending other people to my channel to see what I do? If you could clarify that, that would be great. All right, Joe, tell me about this game tonight. What's happening? You're making tea for it. What are you playing? How many people are coming over? What kind of snacks are you having? What's going on? Myself and Silk are your most watched. Okay, well, thank you, Martin. I really appreciate that. I do have to give some more time to Silk on the Web and see what he is putting out. One of the things that I don't like doing, though, is watching too much of other people that may do similar things to me because I don't want to steal their ideas. I like to be my own thing, and sometimes discovering things based on suggestions you guys do help define the videos that I make. So that's why I don't watch tons and tons of other philately things. I do watch some. Oh, I look forward. Maybe one day I'll get a card from your wife to see her handwriting. She's got to compete with Olia's because Olia's got the best that I've seen so far. Aaron in Colorado has very nice printing too. Homemade black beans in the oven, nice. Cards and board games. Any specific board games you're going to be playing? Silk on the Web's a good storyteller, good. What might be interesting, Carrie, is being able to do a video with some of those other people. So I would like to do that, you know, pull from their experiences in stamp collecting and almost do a conversation interview between them. So, you know, if Silk on the Web wanted to reach out and we wanted to do a chit chat on it, that might be something cool to do. I'm always up to doing new things. Yes, Isabel in Chile also has very nice handwriting. No, Basil, I think my handwriting is worse than yours, so I have no problem with anybody's handwriting that comes into me because I know what I send out is chicken scratch, if you will. It is not great. It is small. So I apologize, but you get what you get. You're getting a card from me, and if it's you want it in my handwriting, then that's what you're going to get. Is it family members, Joe, that are coming over to play tonight? So you're having it all ages, or is it your peers that are coming over? It's a very good idea, Olia. Slow things down. I do have a tendency to go quicker when I write, and sometimes I go quicker and make spelling errors because I'm thinking of the sentence that I want to write out, and I skip over words or letters along the way. So you're right, slowing things down probably is better. I do like the fact too that you give yourselves lines, grids in order to stay in within that margin. Family and friends are coming over, okay? Well, Carrie, thank you so much for encouraging other people to watch my channel. And yeah, I get people that have talked about me in their channels. And so other people say, oh, did you know that so-and-so mentioned you? And I didn't. So I'm glad when people let me know that they do mention me. So I can go try to check out that video and see what's said and respond if it's something that I feel that I can respond to. The art of penmanship in most schools has stopped. Even writing cursive has stopped here in Canada, or at least in my part of Canada. I won't speak for the rest of the country. It's a big country, and different school systems and private schools may teach things differently. Joe's learning to write with ink quills. That can be a messy experience. Even fountain pens, they can smear, so you got to be careful with those. I use pens like this that are supposed to be no pens. So for the most part, I've had pretty good success with these. I've written with some in the past that do smear, and so I had to change pens. Yeah, with the invention of computers and the keyboards and cursive writing is becoming a thing of the past. And even for the next generations, being able to read cursive is becoming harder and harder. My son, for example, does not read cursive, so whenever he has received a letter or something in it, he normally has to get one of us to read it for him, which is a shame. I used to have a family member, a great-grandfather, that used to teach calligraphy. So we have beautiful calligraphy examples that they used to do. Also something you don't see much of anymore. Yeah, Martin, I'm sure as a lefty, you'd be going across the page constantly, you know, covering up what you've already written. Either that or your hand has to be in a odd form so you're not crossing over the words you've already written. Yeah, it'd be cool, Olia, to see you writing with a fountain pen in a video. You know what, Stephen? People coming up with their signatures has become really bad. My son's signature right now is printed, if you can believe that. There's no signature in it. Now, if you look at my signature, you wouldn't say that it doesn't really look like my name anymore. It might have characteristics of my name, but that's just what it's grown into over time. I think most people's are like that. I know my parents now that they're less able to write and things, their signatures have changed too and become more of printed signatures. So I think that's what the next generation too is, having printed signatures. Very easy to forge. Joe can write it but can't read it. Does that mean you can write it but you can't read what you've written? Maybe you haven't written anything then. Yeah, Joe, that's the problem with one of the problems that left-handed people face, I think, in a right-handed world, is the smearing of ink. Christopher, actually, I do remember when they used to say that when teaching math. I don't know, to have a calculator with you, and now everybody carries a phone around them that has a calculator. So, boy, were they wrong. And then they changed how you do math. So, this next generation has learned math in a completely different way. I learn math. It's hard to help them out with their homework when they do that. You can come up with the same answer, but if they want you to show your work and their style of work is different than yours, it's not right. Item Marie, someone in their office prints their name. Yeah. Easily to forge if you're going to write Robert with just regular words rather than a signature version of it. Calligraphy is a lost lost skill, and I really like the people that still practice it, and it's beautiful to see a letter written in calligraphy, especially those starting capital letters. Beautiful. Yeah, university notes are written fast and legible. Yeah, I can believe that. I've had very tiny writing, and for the most part, my cursive, because it was so small, I've now gone to just printing in those small characters now, just so people can read it. But as Olia said, you got to slow down a bit. Sometimes I am guilty of not slowing down because I want to get things done. I like decorating and doing all the things to it, but I do like the completion of a card. I am sure, Joe, there's probably some videos about how you can do calligraphy. So if you have a calligraphy set, be something to try. I know I gave my niece a calligraphy set at one point in time. I'm not sure how much she uses it. With all the different end types and ink colors that you can mix it up with. Oh, you'd love to write, okay. Well, like I said, there's probably some tutorials about it out there. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this last hour. Yeah, and as Carrie's saying, pleased to have met you all. I hope you'll get I hope you'll get a chance to join us again, and definitely leave comments on my videos if you're ever watching them, so I know you've watched them, and any other questions you have. I think we're gonna wrap this up. It's been over an hour. You guys have been great. You've had lots of comments. I'm glad that the spammers at the beginning didn't stick around and ruin it for everybody else. That we were able to get through that awkward stage of the video, and we got to talk about a lot of different stuff. Yeah, sure. If you want to send me a question, Joe, you certainly can. Everybody else, thanks for joining me, and have a magical week.